Hey everybody, it is Thursday, 2 p.m., doing my mini training with you guys. Hopefully you've been finding these helpful, a little bit of a different setup today. I've just been at my computer all day, so bear with me. But I'm excited we get to talk about an easy way to track in MyFitnessPal. And I just want to also include this isn't only for people that use MyFitnessPal. So if you use a different macro tracking app, that's totally fine. It's just been my go-to for the past 5 years, so I have the habit of saying it. But this is really just an easy, flexible way to track for anybody. So I'm going to talk more about what it looks like, but first I want to talk about why would we take a flexible approach to tracking. So some people may have to track more than others or track for longer periods of time, and it might be something that helps them just get closer to their goals faster. So it's really, really good to be well thought in your times that you can dedicate to that. So other reasons we would switch to a more flexible approach could be going on vacation, traveling, right? You're going to be in a different kitchen. So sometimes it's probably good to just lower the expectations a little or the demands on that. Not to say that you just throw your nutrition out the window. It's just we need to adapt for the different environment and not being in full control over your food. So instead of getting discouraged about not hitting your numbers in MyFitnessPal, this can be an easier way to make you feel successful. So other reasons include holidays and get-togethers. Again, times when you want to be cooking out of your own kitchen. And I also think some other good times too is for both ends of the spectrum. So if you're just getting into tracking your macros, this approach might be a really nice entry level way in, almost like a beginner, because it's not so overwhelming as trying to do the full thing. So this might be a good step in meeting yourself where you are. If you've literally never tracked macros, this might be a good way to start. And then also this may be perfect for someone who's been tracking macros on and off for 5 years. This could just be a really easy way to help you prevent burnout with tracking for so long. And this is really optimal for people in their maintenance phase. So I know people that are in that for anywhere from 4 weeks to 4 years, and there's nothing wrong with that. So, but I think just tracking diligently every single day can get a little redundant, and to make you not get burned out from that, implementing this approach might be helpful every once in a while. So that's what we're looking to accomplish today. So what is this big approach I keep procrastinating on is simply only logging or trying to hit 2 things. So in MyFitnessPal, when we track macros, we usually try to hit protein, carb, fat, and then be relatively close to your calorie count. Now we know there's certain reasons why you'll never hit your calories spot on, and that's totally okay. Most of us at TTT Nutrition just say get within your wiggle rooms of your macros and call it a day. And we can go down another rabbit hole with that. But this approach would be you trying to only hit your wiggle room target for your protein and your total calories. And then you just kind of let fat and carbs fall where they may. So instead of stressing out or trying to do your due diligence on all 4 metrics, and then we're not even including fiber too, focusing on those 2 things can really just make you more successful. And I don't think there's anything wrong sometimes with taking a step back to then have a net gain at the end of the day, right? So why do we want to focus on protein? I think naturally, at least with the people that I've worked with, I won't say all, but there's a good majority of people that just struggle to hit the number that they need without knowing how much they're eating and tracking it. Not to say it's not achievable, it's just a pure observation on my end. So I think this just helps you stay accountable and keeping protein a priority, making sure you're eating enough of it, especially if you're someone that does any type of resistance training, whether it's weightlifting, strength training, hypertrophy phase, like anything with that resistance and load, whether it's isometric holds or whatever, you definitely want to make sure that you're not, burning the wick at both ends there. So making sure you're consuming enough of that, even from a recovery standpoint, is great. And then why do we also focus on total calories? It really just helps with your body composition at the end of the day. It makes sure that you don't, gain or lose anything that you're not looking to do by just making sure you stay within that. So that's usually super helpful. For guidelines around that for protein, I usually recommend just like 5 grams within your wiggle room target. So what that means is if your target's 135 grams of protein every day, then just get between 130 and 140 and keep it moving. You don't have to hit 135 spot on every day. You'll probably lose your mind if you try to do that. And I have like low-key OCD, so I have tried that and I wanted to pull my hair out. So just get within that target and keep it moving. And then calories are a little bit trickier, but I say anywhere between like a 50 and 100 cal wiggle room there is probably okay. And you won't see too much fluctuation on the scale. Like I said, I think that this might be easier, or I should say more optimal for folks in a maintenance phase. Of course, if you're doing a deficit or a surplus, it still can be managed through this approach. I just tend to find in both of those cases, you sometimes have to change your macro sets more frequently, like way more frequently than you would at a maintenance phase. So the nice thing is when you're in maintenance, you can kind of just set your targets still in your calorie goal, but only focus on those 2 things. And I don't know about you guys, but when I'm traveling or on vacation, that's like the last thing I want to think about, but the thing I know I need to do. So just tracking how much protein I'm getting and total calories overall helps me stay on track, even if my inputs are a little bit off or I had to guesstimate based on the restaurant a little bit. I think that this can be super, super helpful. So again, big things you want to focus on for this is if you are getting into macro tracking or have been doing it for a long time and need a different approach. I think like anything else, this can be well thought. So maybe give yourself like 4 weeks to try this out and see if you like it. And then you can always go back to the full set or take a break altogether for a week or 2 or however long if you need it. And then this can be another tool in your tool belt. So I hope you find this super helpful. Drop any comments, questions, or concerns below regarding this or on the YouTube page. I will upload this to that next and get this posted for you guys. And then I will see you next Thursday. Thank you so much.